Welcome to everyone's favorite Red Mage. Episode number 93. I'm Nofing Wei, aka Spencer, and this is a 5-minute breakdown of a Red Magic the Gathering card, their properties, missed opportunities, and honestly what I think. You can find me on twitch.tv/NofingWei for a $0 free experience on MTG Arena. I'll show you how to get it done. Today is the card from the set, Phyrexian Ozone. Vindictive Flamestoker. Flamestoker. 1 red mana for a 1/2 creature, Phyrexian Wizard. It's a rare. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put an oil counter on Vindictive Flamestoker. Period. 7 mana, that's 6 colorless and a red, sacrifice Vindictive Flamestoker, discard your hand, then draw 4 cards. This ability costs 1 less to activate for each oil counter on Vindictive Flamestoker. Alright, a draw card, a draw spell in red, very nice. Not really like the draw, like a draw spell, but a way to draw cards. Is it worth it? Do you think it's worth it? So I played this card. I played this card in the release, and it's okay. It's all right. It's the most okayest card. All right. I feel like, and I could be completely wrong, but a lot of cards in this format, like the entire set, really is very commander feeling. Like almost every card is commander based. Like it needs to be in a commander deck. Like this makes the most sense in a commander deck. Like this doesn't make sense in a regular aggro deck. Like why would I put a 1 mana for a 1/2 that does nothing, right? Like at all. Like hi, I'm a 1 red mana for a 1/2 that does nothing, right? That's how are you effective, right? You want me to cast spells, right? For this to be somewhat okay, discard your hand. So it's like I go turn 1, this guy. Turn 2, if I don't play a creature, right? This guy remains a 1/2, right? He remains a 1/2. I have to cast a non-creature spell in order for this card to get a benefit. And even then, it remains a 1/2. Like, what do I even do with this card? Right? Now, it's awesome if I was playing, like, artifacts, right? 0 mana artifacts, right? I go, Ornithopter, or just, like, really like, simple artifacts. This card would be super cool. I guess you would play, like, 4 artifacts, and then you have no cards in your hand, right? Especially if they're all, like, cheap. Play 1 mana, 1 mana artifacts, 0 mana artifacts, a bunch of boxes, I guess. And then all of a sudden you just redraw for 4 cards. That could be cool, like, I guess. But other than that, like, you're just hanging out. Like, you have a 1 red mana for a 1/2, just hanging out. Right? Sure, you could probably tick it up with the oil counters, right? With Proliferate, that's a cool ability that came back. There's a lot of abilities that give oil counters, right? And oil counters in themselves do like nothing, right? They don't add or subtract. They're like a timer. It's like a slow timer, right? And I'm not against oil counters. I just feel that when cards, especially in Magic, cards have to do something. Like they have to push the boundaries of the gameplay, right? Like what's going on the table. So you're telling me this card is going to tick up, like I'm going to have to add oil counters. Like I have to add cards in my deck that do oil counting things, like add oil counters, or do I have to add cards in my deck that, like circle around for Vindictive Flamestoker to be beneficial? I don't know. Like I'm not really 100% on board with this card, especially if I draw another one like late game. Like if I draw one on turn 7, right? Like I'm gonna do this again, like play a bunch of artifacts. Like that doesn't even make sense, right? So I don't know if this card is super beneficial to play in the beginning. If you have 2 in the opening and then or 1 and you can't, 1 comes up a little later. If you're able to play them early, it's great. That's fine. If you find a way to draw yourself 4 cards, that's great. I'm not mad at you. Why don't you tell me how would you do it? Right? I can't see myself doing it except for how I explained it. So how would you do it? Yeah? You tell me what you think. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Is there something here that you see that I don't see? Let me know with a comment, message on Instagram, YouTube, the podcast, or twitch.tv/NoFingWei. Okay? Last, you tell me what other card should I review next? You decide. Episode 93 in the books. Peace.